Okay, if I could start you out, I would do it with we selected captains today. On defense, Max Crosby was elected captain for the defense. On offense, Geno Smith was elected captain, and A.J. Cole was elected captain for special teams. So real proud of those guys. They have been leading since the moment we got here, and they're exactly the right guys.
What if I told you that despite having talent all over their roster, the Las Vegas Raiders continue to stumble because of one persistent problem? Yes, the issue that keeps haunting their winning efforts in the 2025 NFL season might just be the offensive line. Let's talk about the Las Vegas Raiders, a team with a glorious past, undeniable star power, and a passionate fan base known worldwide as Raider Nation. From their origins in Oakland to the dazzling Allegiant Stadium under the bright lights of Las Vegas, they've been a team full of promise and grit. But this season, their offensive front line seems like the ghost in the machine, creating havoc when it should be paving the path to victory. You might think it's all about the big-name quarterbacks or the fast edge rushers, but let me take you deeper. The offensive line, players who often toil in the shadows, are the trenches warriors, the unsung heroes who determine whether a play lives or dies, whether a star receiver gets the ball or the quarterback has just milliseconds to throw. For the Raiders, this line has been particularly hard to watch. It's not just a bad day here or there. It's a consistent problem that has directly impacted their ability to run the ball or protect their quarterback. Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer recently shed light on this issue in his mailbag. He pointed out that Vegas's offensive front is incredibly young. Colton Miller, their left tackle, is the seasoned veteran, but the rest of the starters are relatively fresh faces in the NFL, including guard Jackson Powers-Johnson and right tackle DJ Glaze, both Day 2 draft picks from 2024. And then there's guard Dylan Parham, a 2022 pick who's also still settling his feet in the league. The youthful inexperience is glaring when you look at the stats. Since the season began, the Raiders are averaging less than 3.5 yards per carry. That's strikingly low for a team hungry to establish dominance on the ground. On top of that, their quarterback has been sacked 8 times already. That's a lot of pressure, literally and figuratively. Now, to really understand why this is disheartening for Raider fans, we need to rewind and appreciate what these players, especially Powers-Johnson, bring to the table. Jackson Powers-Johnson was heralded as one of the best interior offensive linemen coming into the league from college. Remember his standout performance in the 2023 Pac-12 championship game, right at Allegiant Stadium? He wasn't just good, he was dominant. A natural leader and a formidable blocker who earned praise as the best center in college football. Yet, now, he's not a guaranteed starter and is sparring for guard snaps. For those unfamiliar with football roles, the center is the linchpin of the offensive line, often the on-field general who calls the blocking assignments and orchestrates the line's performance. If the center falters, so can the entire offense. So, seeing someone like Powers-Johnson, who excelled in college, underutilized is puzzling, and it's a big deal. This situation shines a harsh light on the Raiders' coaching and scheme. Football is a game of schemes and matchups, where players must fit into the system coaches design. If Powers-Johnson, with all his talent and potential, doesn't fit the current scheme, that points to a bigger problem, not the player. And until the Raiders figure out how to integrate him properly, these offensive troubles will linger. We're not just talking about bad luck, we're witnessing a fundamental breakdown in how the team builds or plans. Let's throw in some history here to deepen the picture. The Raiders have always been known for tough, physical football. From Al Davis's "just win, baby" philosophy to legends like Marcus Allen and Howie Long, this franchise thrives on grit and toughness. Their offensive lines in the past have built championship-winning drives, protecting Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Ken Stabler and allowing running backs to slice through defenses. The Raiders' move from Oakland to Las Vegas was a fresh start, a high-tech stadium, a new chapter, and yet the offensive line woes harken back to some rugged, tougher times when things were simply done differently. And speaking of tough, look at rivalries. The AFC West, a battleground with the Kansas City Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos, is no place for weakness up front. The Chiefs' offensive line has been sanitizing pressure for Patrick Mahomes, letting him work magic. Meanwhile, the Chargers have been feeding Justin Herbert efficiently with solid blocking schemes. The Broncos, with their emerging stars, also boast stout trenches. For the Raiders to compete with these teams, they need a reliable, stout offensive front. Without that, all the quarterback's brilliance, the talented wide receivers, and the splash plays can't keep up. To add fuel to the fire, Derek Carr, the Raiders' veteran quarterback, is under siege this season. While he's one of the more resilient players on the roster, those 8 sacks show a glaring need for better protection. It wears down a quarterback both physically and mentally. On the flip side, Max Crosby, one of the team's star defensive players, is doing his part on the other side of the ball, putting pressure on opponents consistently. However, consistently putting pressure on your own quarterback with missed blocks is a recipe for frustration. I had the chance to imagine what a locker room conversation about this might sound like. Picture Colton Miller, the team's steady left tackle, giving an honest assessment. "We all know we're young out here. Every game's a learning curve. But trust me, we're grinding hard every day to clean up the mistakes, keep improving, and protect Carr better. The season isn't lost, it's just the start." And then, imagine a quote from Jackson Powers Johnson himself, "I came here to play and contribute. It's tough sitting on the sidelines, but I trust the coaches. When my number's called, I'm ready to show what I've got. The Raiders have got something special, and I'm all in to help turn this around." So what does all this mean for the Raiders' 2025 campaign? Well, crucially, it means patience, but with urgency. The likes of Breer suggest this is a young unit that needs time, and maybe that's true. But time runs out quickly in the NFL. Every missed block, every failed run, every sack could be the difference between making the playoffs and watching from home. This team must find a way to gel up front, fast. The quarterback is one of the league's most experienced. The offense has skill talent, so the line simply must step up. Looking ahead, if the Raiders manage to correct this glaring issue, there's no telling just how deep they might go. The talent is there, Davante Adams bringing his elite catching skills, the defense with impactful playmakers. But if the trenches don't hold, none of that talent can fully shine. So, Raider Nation, here's your call to action. Keep cheering, keep believing, but also keep demanding better from the coaching staff, because with the playoff picture heating up, the Raiders' success hinges on whether this line can finally hold their ground. And there you have it. One issue, a single piece of the puzzle, but the keystone for the Raiders' quest this season. Stay tuned, because the trenches battles in this division are about to get even more intense, and Allegiant Stadium will be the place where the stories of grit and glory will be written once again.